What's good, everyone? This is Dev the Coolest.
And this is JB.
And welcome to Slick Talk. Hey.
Hashtag Slick Talk. We back.
It lit.
We
with
back.
a hashtag. It lit. It lit.
Season
it lit.
5.
With a hashtag. It.
Okay. We are back,
Season
y'all.
5. Hey, y'all. We missed y'all. How y'all doing?
Yes.
I don't know why we're looking at the computer like we're not next. So we're coming via Zoom again, but we're together this time. We're not like JB's in LA. We were both in Oakland. But hey, y'all, we hope y'all taking care of season 5.
Yes. Under the circumstances, we hope everybody is doing the best that they can do.
My face is busted open, but
that's another topic.
We'll get into it later.
Into it later. Lord, way to start off season 5.
Right. But what is going on in our lives?
Yeah, you start.
Well, my face is split.
Right.
I got hit in the face with a bat, literally.
It hasn't really changed anything. You still look handsome.
No, I look a mess. No, but y'all really got hit in the face with a bat. Like, yes. I'm not even joking.
A baseball bat.
Yeah, I'm laughing, but I'm so serious. But I want y'all to help me think of a deeper story than what actually happened. But I'm gonna get into what actually happened. Mm-hmm. So we both were celebrating a friend of ours and her husband that both graduated from college.
Yeah.
And JB left. And I was going to leave too, but I stayed because I was like, why not? Like, I don't have anything really going on. I had an appointment later that night that I canceled because my face is split. But
what kind of appointment?
I did appointment.
Oh, bloopity.
But anyway, sorry, I got welcome back. Anyway, but long story short, there was a piñata, and I got hit in the face with the bat. During the piñata.
Now that I think about it, why did she have a piñata?
No, so it was really cute. It was a heavy piñata. It had drinks in it. It had money in it.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I got hit in the face because the piñata busted open. And I guess the girl didn't know that it was busted open. And she was still swinging full force.
Oh,
and I dove for the money. And it said, bink!
Oh, my God.
So I'm split under my left eye, y'all. But that's not my life overall since we've been gone. That's just the most this happened yesterday.
Yeah.
But overall though, like I've been trying to really take care of my mental health. We're all doing the same shit, nothing.
Yeah.
So I've just been, I went sober for a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. Because I think a lot of people are doing it, and when there's no problem with it, because I think that's what a lot of people are doing right now to cope. Excuse me, I'm burping, but I was drinking every day during this. I've been drinking for the most part every day, and so I was like, I need to chill, make sure I'm not an alcoholic, and so I didn't drink for 2 weeks, and it wasn't difficult to not drink for 2 weeks, but it was just like shit.
So what was like your thought process during that time, like without kind of like having the alcohol there to like lean on?
Very clear. It was very clear.
Was there anything else you think like came and substituted and replaced?
Oh no. I wasn't like doing anything.
Okay.
But maybe yes. I'm sorry. Healthy things definitely substituted. Like I started taking more supplements and drinking a lot more water. The first couple of days were difficult because drinking had become like woven into my experience or woven into my day to day. That it was like, oh, I'm not drinking, like, for the first couple of days. But after that, like, it was like, all right, like, I'm good. I'm working out.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's what's up. No, that's really good.
But anyway, enough about me.
No, but what I do want to say with that, too, is it's good that you replaced, drinking with something that was good and something that was positive and something that kind of like bettered your life.
As I take a sip of wine.
As opposed to, now we know you're not an alcoholic, so go ahead and chug away. Chug away.
But I think also the listeners that have been rocking with us, like even I've had opportunity to sit and listen to our past episodes, and I definitely brought up, for me, drinking a lot, like throughout in different like check-ins, like top of the episodes or end of the episodes, like, I'm going to work on not drinking. Then I was like, damn, like drinking is really like something that I do. Like, let me chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
So, I stopped drinking for a while and, I'm glad that I'm not an alcoholic.
Yeah, we knew that though. And if I seen any signs, I definitely would have said something.
It's just coping, I guess, during anything. That's how I cope. But anyway, what's going on with you?
Man, you know what? I will say that this whole quarantine, lockdown, COVID situation has like made me take a step back and do a lot of reflecting.
Yeah.
So like I've literally just been, because there's not too much we can do. So I literally just been in my apartment, just thinking of ways to be better, thinking of ways to like be more creative, thinking of ways to like, when this is over, just to do more and be more active, just all around, be more supportive towards my friends and family. And that's been the biggest takeaway from this thing. It's not over yet, but I know that
oh God.
I know that when this is over, I definitely will sit back.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely will look back and be like, okay, I feel like I personally needed that. I needed that pause.
Yeah. We may not get this time again until we retire,
right?
If we can retire.
If we can retire.
Have you taken up any like hobbies or anything?
Yeah, so I actually not too long ago purchased a camera, a nice Canon camera. So I've been in LA, going to different locations and taking pictures of like scenery and landscapes, everything like that.
Honing in on that skill.
Yeah, so definitely been capturing some great shots.
Come on,
so
hire him.
I'm the new photographer in town.
In LA.
In LA, but so I've been doing that. I bought a PlayStation 4. Even though PlayStation 5 is about to come out. Everybody keeps on saying, why did you buy the 4 when the 5 is about to come out? I'm like, because I didn't buy number 1, number 2, number 3. Like, I mean, why not get number 4?
But also, people are, but most gamers like myself are not getting the 5 right when it comes out. Like, I'm going to wait a little bit. Maybe,
my thing is like, I mean, is it going to like do backflips or like it's going to have, can you like do virtual reality? Like how much is going to be
Well, you can do that on the 4.
Listen, so I don't even know.
Yeah, you can do VR on the 4, but it's, anyway, I feel you.
No, so I've been doing that and, that's not too much. Just literally reflecting and getting excited to come back for the podcast because we got a lot to talk about and to get into some things. But overall, I'm blessed. My family is good. My friends are good. I'm good. And that's all I can really ask for right now.
You take the lead.
I take the lead. Well,
I got hit in the face with a bat yesterday.
But you're okay.
I may have had a concussion.
No, you're okay. You bounced back. Bounced right up and said, hell, did I get the money? Did I get the little drinks? You bounced back. No, but
I do want to talk about Beyonce and Black is King.
Yes.
And get into that a little bit.
First of all, that's a great segue.
Getting hit with a bat and then...
Anything is a great segue to Beyonce's Black is King. Because that right there, I'll let you start it off with giving your thoughts on it.
Visually, it was like amazing. Like it was, and going into it, I knew Beyonce wasn't going to be surface level. You know what I mean? Like you have to go, if you really care, you have to go and do your research and figure stuff out. So I just knew there were a lot, like it was a deeper meaning behind it.
Yeah.
But I did go into it knowing that it was the storyline of Lion King. So it wasn't like something that was like super far-fetched. But I do love that she went to Africa. Some shots were shot here in America, but most of it was in Africa. And like she incorporated different cultures and, was very cognizant about it. There was a conversation about appropriating African culture that was happening that kind of threw me off a little bit. Not from Black is King, but the conversation itself kind of threw me off. Like we're Black in America trying to figure out ways to be tied with Africa. Like that's the only thing we know our ancestors are from Africa, but we don't really have a connection. So we're trying to figure out ways to do it. And then there was a conversation that Beyonce is appropriating Black or African culture. And it's like, well, no, first of all, we don't know where in Africa we're from. But we're also trying to figure out ways to make sure that we're incorporating that into who we are. Right? Like I think it's kind of, it does us a disservice if we're going to separate Blackness from being African. So that kind of threw me off. But overall, Black is King was amazing. It was dope. I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, to piggyback off of that too, like I've gotten to the point where like I'm okay with people with criticism towards like things that I have an appreciation for. Like there's gonna always be people to be like, oh well, she shouldn't have done this, or you shouldn't have done. There's gonna always be people to do that, and I actually
we have that too, and we don't even have a humongous following.
Exactly. No, but I actually have come to really appreciate that type of like just criticism, because it challenges me to kind of really dig deep and find out what I truly appreciate about you know, this thing, so I can stick up for whatever they're criticizing. So like with Beyonce, that the Black is King film, like from start to finish, let me say this, from the beginning, from start, I was like, okay, this is it's a little snoozer. Because she said, you're beautiful. Like, it was just, it started off so slow. And I'm like, I don't know why. Well, I know why, because she's the performer.
Isn't that the first track on the album? On
Black Significance, you better think again. No, but yeah.
I agree with it, because it definitely started and gave a little too artistic. Yeah, well, I guess not too artistic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like,
it was just slow for me.
Like, I was like, can we wake up a little bit?
I'm just so used now to Beyonce talking about and it's like not too long ago she came out with Meg Thee Stallion, you know, the song Remix.
But if you think about it, to that point, like if you think about it, Beyonce, her self-titled album came out slow.
That's like, her roots.
Her,
her roots.
Not 444, the one with her and Jay-Z. What's the album? Oh my goodness.
Oh, Everything Is Love?
Yes, that started out slow.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah. But like, I maybe that's her thing.
Possibly.
Starting out slow, because her first couple of albums were slow or fast. You know, came out banging.
And I don't have a problem with it. I guess I just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, it was like, where's this going?
But then, like, watching the whole film, I'm like, okay, it made sense.
Yeah, power and everything.
Everything literally like build up to like a dope like just production. Everybody, shout out to everybody that worked on that production, because there was nothing that wasn't checked. Everything was checked.
Well, it's Beyonce.
Yeah, but it's so crazy. Like when you just like, I just strive to be around so many dope creative people that you guys are all on the same page, and you guys create something as masterful as Black is King. For me, and we can move forward after I said this, but for me, the biggest takeaway was the fashions. You know, I'm not a huge person into fashions and everything like that, but the whole film, I'm looking at every single costume change, and I'm like,
it's beautiful.
Excuse me? Like,
how long did it take to change from that to that?
I'm like, nobody's even wearing that. Like, like, you're groundbreaking at this point.
Right.
Like, who are you? Like, oh my goodness. And then the scene where she had the body paint on and she was sitting up in the tree.
Oh yes, when she had somebody said, what was the meme? It said she went from drinking watermelon to becoming a watermelon.
Okay, yeah, I seen that. And listen, she's the sexiest watermelon I done seen, child. Because I seen her up in that tree. I was like, ooh, why am I getting a little turned on?
Yes, that might be at that.
But yeah,
she's married with 3 kids.
I definitely, I still get turned on. What the fuck? What's the name? So I definitely would give it like I would probably give it an A+, to be honest with you.
Oh, same.
There was nothing that I didn't like about it.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though it started slow, but
yeah, so
I agree.
Come on,
but it just makes me think now, moving on, like thinking about Meg. She got shot by who knows who.
Child.
But and then we're getting the WAP. But
but
Meg got shot. And then did you see the video of her walking out like limping and she was dripping blood?
Yeah. But it was so crazy, the fact that she was clearly injured and the police were still treating her
right, and she was like walking like backwards, like Tory Lanez was outside laying on the floor. I think he shot her. But he was laying on the ground outside, and I think he did it, but they're keeping it cute. Like there's like this like loyalty that they still have, which I get.
Well, it's also just kind of like not wanting to like completely ruin somebody. Because if Meg really just came out and said, yeah, it was Tory Lanez, that nigga shot me in the foot too, like done. Shot each foot, he'll completely be done. Like not even just people that weren't fucking with him before, because it's not like he's super duper popular, but people that his fan base will even probably fall back, like, because that's not cool.
Like, nigga, why you shot her in both?
Yeah, whether you appreciate Megan or not, like everybody should know that that's just out of pocket.
Shooting
like,
anybody.
You don't shoot anybody, period, let alone
someone that was your friend.
A woman and your friend. Yeah. So yeah, he would be completely finished. So I personally feel like they're doing a great job by like taking this slow, letting the hype die down, because it's been a minute now, not too many people are talking about it as much, and then finally they'll probably say, oh, this is what happened.
It'll hype it up again though, for sure. Like
it would.
Yeah,
but people won't be as like up in arms and angry and as invested as they have been.
That's with everything nowadays. Like people kind of like take things off. Yeah, and it's just like I'm just thinking to say I've even fallen into that where I'm just like thinking of stuff and then I just fall off. You know?
Which is unfortunate, because we should always still have that fire and that passion behind like things that we're interested in and situations. So
I do have some fire still about certain things that we will get into later on too. But like
no
Kanye.
Listen, but speaking on Meg though, her and Cardi did just release a song.
Yes.
WAP.
Wet ass pussy.
Wet ass pussy. And
I am here for it. Having a wet ass pussy is healthy. That is healthy. You have to, because if it's not wet, why is it not wet?
Yeah.
You need more water. I mean, I don't have a pussy, but I have a lot of women friends.
Yeah.
And they, they tell me that having a wet pussy is healthy.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm definitely not saying anything towards that. If you got a wet pussy, like, more power to you.
Right.
And that's why your nigga's still probably home. My thing is that. Damn.
My wife's still home.
That's why he's still there.
Because now women with dry pussies, they gonna be like, well, shit, my nigga out here.
Okay. Then,
anyway, so go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I think my thing is just kind of like, and I'm not trying to take it there. Like, I get it. It's entertainment. It's a fun song, everything like that. Like, I don't hate Cardi, and obviously I love Megan, but it's just like, sometimes I just yearn for substance from like dope ass like women rappers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not putting too much pressure on them. I look for substance when it comes to, men rappers as well. Like, love J. Cole, love Kendrick Lamar, love Jay-Z. Like,
but why not? Why can't they do both? Like, why can't they?
But that's the thing about it. Like, has Cardi really like found the line to do both? Like, that's the question. Like, when you think about it, like, and she answered this. Like, I think she had an interview or she was on live or something. And she was just like, yeah, so when I do come out with a song like that or songs that are of substance, or I'm paraphrasing, but she was just like, nobody wants to hear that. People want to hear wet ass pussy. People want to hear press. Like, people want to hear that type of shit. Like, it sells. So I don't really fault them. I'm just really faulting like society. Like, this is what we want to support.
But this is what's being talked about too.
Yeah. And it's just like, but I mean, we can support wet ass pussy, but then let's support kind of like people and dope artists that are like conscious rappers and like that are really out here. Like, a dope rapper that I got a chance to meet in Philly, her name is Rhapsody. Dope ass lyricist, super duper dope, so personable, so charismatic. Like, she had an interview with Angela Rye at the festival, the Roots Picnic in Philadelphia. But so I mean, it's just I basically just wish that a lot of like everybody was put on a pedestal and everybody was kind of like popular, as opposed to like putting all this pressure on like certain women to like create these songs and create a song like WAP. But it's I had to listen to it a couple of times to get an appreciation for it.
Yeah, no, like, okay. I liked it from jump. Like, I just don't understand why women have to be scrutinized the way that they are when it comes to their sexuality. And when you think of songs like what I posted on my social media, but like the Whisper song, that came out literally a day after my 15th birthday. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I was still, what was that?
Wait, how do you know it came out a day after? Did you look this up?
I did.
Come on, then, investigator. A day after my birthday,
my 15th birthday. So I was still a freshman in high school, but
and he was hearing, "Hey, little mama, how you
doing. Listen, if you listen to the lyrics, baby.
I've listened to the lyrics.
Well, I know, me too. But the thing is, like, now being older, like, I guess what I'm getting at is that there's been so much. The list goes on and on with songs that came out like since we were younger.
Oh, absolutely.
And I feel like, we Little good.
Pimp, how many licks?
How many licks?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I get it.
But I just don't. But I guess where I was going with bringing up the Whisper song is that, like, men, it's okay for men to go down that lane, but for women, it's always a conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I really hope we get to a space where women don't have to, like, they can own their sexuality and it doesn't have to be a follow-up to it, right?
Absolutely. That's, I mean, that you're talking about dismantling years and years of sexism.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll happen when we're old. There's a lot of stuff that I feel like it's just gonna happen.
I feel like it'll happen in our lifetime, honestly. I feel like so much stuff is happening so quickly, probably because of social media, but I think it'll happen in our lifetime, which is something good to look forward to. We'll see when we on season 1306 of Slick Talk.
Wait, not episode 1306.
Okay,
or season 1306. Oh, baby,
goodness. No, thank you. At that point, it'll just be called Talk. I mean, I'm not going to be slick at 86 years old.
At that point, it just be hashtag.
Okay. Welcome to hashtag.
Nah. And Nicki is pregnant. Nicki Minaj, speaking of Cardi.
Yeah, speaking of Cardi and Meg and women rappers and everything like that.
Also, before we get into that, how there's been people like upset with Meg because she did, a song with Nicki,
and then did a song with Cardi.
Hot Girl Summer song, and then did a song with Cardi. How do you why can't the girl make her money?
I mean, just like I said, people are always going to criticize everything. I'm not as a Nicki stan. I wouldn't go as far to call myself a bar, but I'll probably call myself a bar. But as a Nicki bar, what I will say is that I'm not mad at it. Like, you just really got, I mean, people speak out of the side of their mouth because they don't know what
they just like to hear themselves.
Yeah, and then they just don't know better.
Read themselves.
It's like, you can't get mad at that. At the end of the day, this woman is a businesswoman, and she also surrounded by a lot of execs and people that are telling her to work with these artists because it's a good move. It was a very smart move for both of them because Cardi hadn't put out a song in 9 months, and then Megan had just had this big controversy, or not controversy, but like big thing with her getting shot and everything.
Right.
So her
She's like, let's
popularity,
move forward.
Her popularity just skyrocketed. Like, if you look at her followers, if you look at her engagement and stuff on like Instagram, like I look at that, I'm weird. But I look at that, I'm
I don't
like,
think that's weird at all. I feel like
from before that happened to now, there was like, and then people reaching out. Beyonce sent her stuff, and Rihanna was reaching out. So it's like right now, while you have this big like thing going on and people are buzzed and people are talking about you, it's a perfect time where you put out a song. The song already went gold, and it hasn't been out for that long. Like, that's impressive, and it's supposed to debut on Billboard tomorrow.
Today is Sunday, number one, by the way.
Yeah, it's supposed to debut on Billboard charts like at number one. So it's a big business move. I mean, fuck everybody that has something to say about everything.
Right. So I mean, but Nicki is pregnant.
Yes.
And good for her.
Pregnant. She's pregnant with baby Petty. Baby Petty. Yeah. So
if she likes it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to judge anybody in their past. We all have the history. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really like somebody that can get on board with with child situations.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would ever be okay with it. But everyone has a past and history. Yeah. So. Well, congratulations to y'all. I'm not judging the situation. You know what I'm saying? But when you said Baby Petty, I said, that kind of like gave me like a,
Why? That's the name. Because of his past?
Exactly. It's more so not because of them and they're coming together. It's just.
But he wasn't, I mean, for the crimes that everybody speaks about and calls him a child molester, it wasn't like he was like, and I'm not like excusing anything, but he definitely wasn't molesting or raping any children. Like, the person that he was accused of raping was a teenager, not excusing it at all, but she was She was like
under
she was just slightly
the age of
underage,
consent. Mm-hmm.
and he was slightly above age. So that's what that situation is. And obviously, it was still something wrong because he got convicted, and
it unfortunately happens a lot. So, like I said, I'm not.
But I mean, I'm happy that you said that because we got. If we really want to talk about it, we could have a whole segment because we got uncles, we got cousins, we got fathers, we got pastors that literally.
Somebody that was 20.
That's what I'm saying. That literally prey on like these little girls like growing up in our communities and everything. And not everybody probably acts out on it. But when you go to a family picnic and you bring somebody that's a child or a 16, 17-year-old and she walk past your uncle and he look at her ass.
Oh, you really growing into yourself.
Exactly. Like are we really supposed to be let's really get into some things. Like you trying to call this man out.
But you don't want me there because I'm gay. Okay.
Like
I mean they want me there, but generally
no, I get it. Make it make sense. So I'm not excusing what he did. Basically what my thoughts on it real quick is just that I trust Nicki Minaj to do what's best for her happiness.
Yeah.
So as long as she's happy.
She's damn near 40, so I'm sure
as long as she's happy, she knows what she's doing. She hasn't made it this far not knowing what she's doing, and that goes for her whole life.
Right.
So
she got to know something.
She got to know something.
If her fame is still popping. Yeah. But we just want to say congrats to y'all and congrats to Nicki. And
okay, quick, we can say it right now since this season. Like, call it. Do you think it's a boy or a girl?
Girl.
You think it's a girl?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a boy. Let's just say that.
Okay.
And I'm going to say I'm right.
Okay. So listeners.
You hear it first.
Wait, we got to think of a name for the listeners. Like, Meg has the hotties.
Yeah.
And the bar. Nicki has the barbs. I don't know what Cardi's fans are.
Cardi's fans are Bardies. No, not Bardies. I don't know. That's what they call her or something.
Well, we'll think of a name. Or how about y'all help us think of a name for everybody that listens to the podcast, like talkers.
Right. Like
Slickers.
talkers.
Slick
talkers. Oh, yeah. Slick talkers. Yeah.
Cute. Anyway, congrats to y'all.
Congrats, Nicki. Queen. The queen of rap. Congrats.
I don't know about that,
but
currently maybe the queen, but not of all time.
That's another conversation. But
now going back to being in lockdown.
Yes.
Mental health has been like something that's like really
a strain on a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people are committing suicide. A lot of people are taking their lives, and I've seen it. Maybe because they have a platform, but I've seen so many like celebrities like Lakeith Steinfeld, Tamar. There's so many celebrities that are kind of like. Well, Tamar actually had to go to the hospital, and she actually tried to, out herself. But people are like, celebrities are posting stuff and saying, I don't want to, Azalea Banks, like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, this is it. And it's like, wow, like, if these celebrities are feeling this way, we definitely are feeling, I don't want to kill myself, but I've definitely been like having to sit and figure out how to get through this in a healthy way.
Yeah, because it's heavy.
But, I don't think mental health right now.
I don't think people have really, really sat back and really thought about like the severity of like what we're going through right now. It's like really serious. The fact that people are not being able to interact with people, because human connection and human interaction is really important. That's how a lot of people thrive, because they need that human connection. So when you lock people up in the house and tell them that they can't go to work or they can't do this and you can't do that, and they're forced to face their demons, they're forced to be around people that they don't feel comfortable with, they're forced to kind of just, look at a future the future not being sure of what that future looks like.
Right.
And for me, that's what it was. But I had issues where I had to take a step back. I was like, okay, so what am I living for? You know what I'm saying? Like at a point, you got to say, what am I living for? I
had a few of those moments. It's crazy to think about, but I've had a lot of those moments during this quarantine. I'm hot as hell.
Yeah.
When I would I would have moments in the middle of the night and I'm just like, what's the purpose?
Yeah.
Like, what is You know what I'm saying? Like, why?
Mm-hmm. Like, I definitely want to live, but I feel like what gives people a motivation and what pushes people to go to work every day or pushes people to, like, you know, do all these amazing things throughout life is that there's a goal and there's some optimism that something will, you know, come at the end. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and they want to, you know, they have a future that they're looking
for.
Something
to work towards.
Yeah, something to work towards. That's what I personally feel like that's what pushes people.
Yeah.
So it's like, now that we're in this space, I'm not surprised that a lot of people are experiencing, you know, issues with mental health and going through it. And I'm also not surprised that a lot of celebrities are, because there's no just like us.
Yeah, and there's no work. So even for them.
Yeah, like, even for them. But I mean, you know, the bottom line is they're humans just like us, and they may have more money and they may have more access to do other things and everything like that. But with more money comes more problems. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, especially now, you know, people are like, I think Boosie was on Instagram the other day, like asking Instagram to reactivate his Instagram because he doesn't have Instagram anymore. They deactivated and kicked him off.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, rightfully so. He's talking about put your pussy lips
on the not to say I care about Boosie and his well-being overall, but I don't care for him. So I don't care for him either.
But it was just interesting. it was just interesting seeing like the pleading in his eyes when he was trying to get back on Instagram.
Right.
That is some people's once you're
on
like
that level, yeah, you have that.
That's
how you survive for real.
Yeah.
And then when you have like a certain amount of money that you're expected to make, you know, like you have a lifestyle that you need to uphold, like
exactly.
But that's just like abruptly like stop, like.
So what would you quickly, well, not too quickly, because mental health is a serious thing, and we will have other episodes where we focus solely on mental health. But to people that are listening to the podcast and maybe like going through mental health issues and you know, figuring that thing out, what is some advice that you personally would give them to move forward during this crazy time?
I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, or a social worker. So I'm just going to give my thoughts based off of my experience. It may not work for everybody, but...
or it may work for one person and make
right, but it might, no, you know, I'm not saying it wouldn't help for anybody. I'm just saying, I just want to give that little disclaimer.
You're good for a disclaimer, child.
Listen, because I don't want nobody coming to the FBI knocking on my door talking about, sir, someone said you did this. Anyway, I've really taken on a lot of meditation and breathing and just making sure that you know, I'm doing, honestly, JB, like I don't even want to act like I have the answers to it. Like, it's really just taking it day by day, doing what I'm doing, like living in the moment. Like not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, because I think that's what's stressing a lot of people out right now. It's the uncertainty of what's to come, right?
Yeah, it's stressing me out.
Exactly, same. And so just like living like in the moment and just I don't know. Like I even in this moment right now, I'm still very like uncertain, uncomfortable. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. We recording from my. They probably can't even hear it, but if y'all do hear anything in the background, we're just gonna say like we're recording from the house via Zoom. So,
but yeah, so I think something that you said that just stood out right now is that you said I don't have the answers. I feel like nobody has the answers because there is no right answer on how to deal with everybody's thing. Like even going to like a psychiatrist and not even just not discrediting them. I just feel like for some people, they're going to speak to a psychologist or speak to a therapist, and the therapist is probably going to give them information, and it could not necessarily connect to what they're going through at the time. You know, so I mean, I think it's good, and I think it's important for us to try to uplift and give as much information as possible for people to figure out how they do, because I think there's a lot of times where there's people that look up to us or that are inspired by us that we don't know. So if we speak on, that's why I asked
and
you.
us meaning like, y'all too, like us and everyone.
And everybody, So that's why I asked you that question, because I feel like, I mean, since I've known you, I feel like you're a very personable person, and a lot of people enjoy being around you and speaking to you and everything like that. So by you saying something can completely possibly change somebody's life.
Yeah, and I get that, but I think that's like, and I think for you it's the same thing. But when you have that personality, like it's
pressure.
It's not so much pressure as much as like, you know, like I guess maybe it is an added like layer of pressure to it, but you know, we're all trying to figure out. I guess my biggest thing, and I'll let you talk because you said you didn't want to talk about this for too long, but my biggest thing is do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't worry about what other people are doing, what's going on. Like, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. If you need to listen to us, go back and listen to the old episodes. If you need to listen to any other podcast just so you can feel like you have someone there with you, do that.
Yeah.
Call people, FaceTime. Like, I understand, right? For my fellow single people, dating right now is trash as fuck.
Yeah.
So like this is just a very interesting time. But I also implore and encourage everyone to focus on things that are good around, like about right now. This time where we may not get, like we started on the top of the episode, we might not get this time again to do nothing at all, you know, like
absolutely
until we retire and, you know, kind of like sit in that and understand like this is a time for me to kind of just sit back and reset and, you know, maybe work on a resume. Don't feel pressured to do it every single day, but you have the time to do it. You know? So
no, absolutely. I agree. I
anyway,
agree.
Yeah, but I hear you and I understand what you're saying.
I couldn't have said it any better myself. That's one of my number one rules is always do what's best for you and what brings you happiness. And for me, that personally took a long time to get there because I was so concerned on a lot of things. But I mean, just to answer my own question, I personally would just tell people to just take a step back and be with self and like reflect on things that have happened in your life that have specifically brought you happiness and that have, you know, brought you through, you know, traumatic times and, you know, trying times. For me specifically, I know when I was going through things in the past, and this may sound crazy, but I was like literally like getting pumped up and getting inspired and getting happy by listening to Beyonce's albums. Like going back and listen to the albums and how she just so like carefree and confident and
there's a power
and you know it was just like a power in it, and it kind of like inspired me by doing that. And I'm not saying that, you know, oh, you should do that, whatever works for you, but for me that's what happened. Just finding what your happiness, thinking back and reflecting on what that is. And personally, what I've been telling everybody since I took a hiatus and a break from social media, and the Dev does this all the time, every year before his birthday.
Right, here and there.
Yeah, he does it all the time. But this year, I had to really take a step back from social media because it was becoming too much for me.
Right.
And you know, it's crazy when I have to take a step back because I was like on social media all the time. But I literally had to take a step back for 3 months because I was just like, this is becoming too much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm seeing like people getting shot in the streets.
Right. We're already in a down, depressed state. And then you're constantly seeing more and more like Breonna Taylor and George Floyd.
It was really, and I unfortunately lost some friendships in the midst of all that. Some friends that I've had for a long time because of that situation. So I literally had to take a step back from social media. So the last thing I would say is, you know, think about maybe taking a break from social media. Think about maybe picking up a book or something, or having like little being on the phone with friends and stuff like that more often, and family. Like,
this is the time. We have nothing but time. Watch TED Talks. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah,
TED Talks, reading books, like you said. Like this is the time to really just, you know, as easy as it is to get down, I also feel like it's not for everyone. This is personally speaking, like it's as easy to focus on the positives and like get through that, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, and focus on that. But speaking of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, like Breonna Taylor's cops, murderers are still free.
Haven't been charged.
Only one has been fired, and that's not enough.
And my thing is like, I mean, like at least charge them. Because I don't think people, let me not speak for everybody, but I know there's some people that, you know, don't understand that there's a difference between being charged and then also being, you know, found guilty, you know, and getting found guilty and stuff like that. So, I mean, for me, I'm just like, you know, there's huge outrage over what happened. You know that, you know, what happened wasn't right. Like somebody's life was taken and it shouldn't have been taken. Like, so why don't you charge them and let them go through the system to figure out so you can give the people what they want? That's what everybody's been saying, is just charge the officers that killed Breonna Taylor. Like,
it should not be this difficult.
It should not be that difficult. Let the jury, his peers, figure out if it was a just kill, which it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Or not.
But it just says a lot. Like, why do we have to work so hard to get these people convicted? And, you know, it's just, it's
literally this, because what it is, and personally, this is my opinion, is because you're dismantling a system that has literally gotten away with doing things like that forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a long time, this is what has been going on since the beginning of time, you know, since slave hunters. You know, that's what
slave hunters were police.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
How the police began.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's literally, I mean, you're literally trying to dismantle something that has literally been a part of the American fabric for years and years and years.
So where are we moving?
Yeah, I ain't moving nowhere. I am staying here and fighting my ass off for change.
No, I feel that, and I'm joking, but it's not a funny matter. Like, it's we need to. But at this point, I just don't know what to do.
I mean, I say it all the time. Black folks just got to come together.
But it's like we can't keep posting. Like, posting ain't doing shit. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can go out and protest. You know, I'm burnt out from protesting personally, so that could be something. But, you know, like,
and vote. I mean, and also
voting is the most power that
and
we
get
have.
more.
Oh, baby, what time is it? Because we can talk about voting, child.
We will, but
yeah, we got some time.
Get more involved in politics and what's going on in your community and everything. Like, there's always so much emphasis put on the presidency, but it's just like, you also understand that there's things that you vote on a state level as well. You vote for your
senators.
Exactly.
And let's talk about that. So, arrest the murderers that killed Breonna Taylor. We want to just make sure that we
today,
now, this second, before we move on from that, like, we really feel a way about that. And if y'all have any recommendations for fellow listeners or for us on what we can do, please send that. I've donated money and everything else. I just don't know what else to do. But pray, I guess. Right. But going back to voting, like, you vote for your senators too, and the Senate is what's holding up unemployment for people. The Republican side of the Senate, like, it's not just the presidency.
I would even say the Republican side of the Senate.
Well, there's one side of the aisle.
Well, no, not even necessarily that. I'm just saying that they're all senators.
Well, yeah, they're all.
You know, it takes all of, even though the Republicans run the Senate,
which is why it's being held up.
But it takes all of them to come to a point. Like, you have to give some, you have to
take some
back.
They're not trying to give anything,
and that's what I'm saying. So it's like, I get it. The Republicans are the ones that will, like, get something passed, but at the end of the day, it's like, we need something today. So if the Democrats know that we need something today, get something done.
There needs to be some,
there has to be give and take.
The Democrats are trying to do 600, and they were trying to do 200, and it's like,
and then Donald Trump came in the middle and said do 4. But that's what I'm saying.
But that's common sense. I feel like, for me,
sense.
Like, I feel like, why are citizens more?
And then everybody's pointing fingers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's completely pointing fingers. I'm like, okay, but it takes all of you guys. I get it. Like, it takes the Republicans to pass shit, but it also takes you guys to come and know what the Republicans are going to want so that they can pass shit. Now you guys are gone until fucking September while people don't have unemployment in. And then this month is the last month that renters are literally...
No, I thought it was over July 31st.
No, it was this month. August is the last month, and they can't. You're not covered anymore when it comes to, like, paying or being late on your rent anymore.
But that's the thing.
In California,
y'all are working for us. We're voting you in.
They don't care.
Like, you're not doing us a favor. We're voting you in because the expectation is that you are going to do things for our best interest, right? But I will say that once Kamala becomes vice president, that there will be an open seat for Senate. So maybe we should run for Senate.
I mean, that's what it takes. And, like, literally educating yourself on, like, you know, that process and everything, and then going out and voting and going out and being part of that and everything like that. Like, I'm at this point, so much has been going on. I'm really, really fascinated with all of it. I'm fascinated.
So, are you fascinated with Kanye?
I am fascinated with that for the simple fact, though, and like, what is the angle? You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, he's trying to take votes away from the Democratic side, I believe.
I mean, that's what is definitely being said.
Because he hasn't said a thing about Trump this whole time. He's only been attacking Kamala. He's only been attacking Biden. Like, I feel like
that's also, like, doing that is also illegal. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's illegal. You can't run for president specifically to make sure that somebody else.
But people are, but he hasn't. He's never outright said it. But and people are going to write him in.
Yeah,
which is also scary to think about. I don't like. Okay, let's talk about it. So I appreciate Kanye, as we've said plenty of times and during the tenure of the podcast. I appreciate his artistry, but he's making it very, very difficult.
Yeah.
He's making it very, very difficult. Like, and the thing is, like, I don't want to be so quick to give up on Black people when it comes to their mental health and things that they're going through. But baby, help me help you.
Yeah, and I'm a hardcore Kanye fan, but definitely the shit that he's been doing is just like, okay, like, do you want me to support you or not, my nigga? Like, I mean, I'm definitely not supporting you on a political scale, but like, if you still want me to like listen to your Christian music or your gospel music, whatever like that. Like,
is he a Christian?
I mean, listen, at this point, he's a standalone, by himself doing whatever, he wants to do at this point. But literally, I hope that by him running, he doesn't literally. Okay, come on then, pour water in the background.
They didn't hear it. I was trying to sneak away and get some water.
He just couldn't wait till it was done recorded, child.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding.
I could have, but I'm parched. It's hot, and I'm stanky. I'm musty.
I hope that.
Speaking about Kanye.
Damn. I hope that it doesn't do too much.
He don't look musty to you?
He doesn't look musty to me, no. He looks rich as fuck. He looks like he smells good as fuck, actually.
He probably does. I really do hope the best for him, but damn, like, you were making it so hard, Kanye.
But anyways, that's enough about him.
It's August.
No, before we go that far, what I do want to say is that make sure that people vote.
Yes,
Kamala, Biden, ticket, November.
We're going to post the final dates for y'all to register. Donald Trump literally is snatching up mailboxes. Literally snatching up mailboxes to make it more difficult for people to vote. Like, it's so disheartening. But
go out and vote. We'll have we'll definitely have an episode where
we got to bring somebody on,
because I want to check some people that
we got to bring on a political pundit, because I don't say I'm not a political pundit.
I mean, if
I'm becoming one.
But the thing about it is, what makes a political pundit? I mean, knowing shit about politics. If you know a little bit about politics, you can give your motherfucking input and be a political pundit. So listen, I've been doing my research and reading, and so I'm definitely not. I wouldn't give myself a political pundit. Right. I guess I wouldn't say that, but I would say that I'm definitely interested in politics. But yeah, it is August.
Jada.
What does that mean?
Will and Jada.
August equals Will and Jada. Oh my goodness! What do you like? What was your takeaway? Because we didn't have a conversation about that.
I know all that happened while we were not here.
All that happened we was not here.
Honestly, I guess that is my answer. I don't have anything to really say too much about it. I'm hot.
Yeah, it is really hot.
But I will say I'm over here gay as fuck, over here just fanning my face. No, I just think that, people, we just shouldn't be invested in people's marriage like that. But I also feel like it was tacky the way that August went about it. He came out with a song named Entanglement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like he was really tacky with how he came out. Came out and
did all that
and said that.
Yeah. I think after a while, I stopped even worried about the August factor. Like I was just like, okay, you brought this conversation to light by opening up your mouth, but I literally took the conversation, I took him out of the conversation. Right. Once Will and Jada had that sit down at the Red Table Talk and they let everything out and told their side of the story and everything like that, I was like, okay, this is about you guys. Right. Because this is your marriage. He has no connection to it at all. He's an ex, blah, blah, blah. This is about yours. So I was really just fascinated on how they're moving as a power couple, a black power couple in Hollywood and speaking out on it. But they've also, what people haven't mentioned is how they've been so graceful, like leading up to this point. Like nobody didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like people had their suspicions that they were swingers and that they had an open marriage and everything. Right. But even still, like there was nothing that was concrete. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they've gone this long, I think it's like over 20 years, over 25 years, 20 years that they've been together. And they've looked like just the perfect model black couple and everying like that. That's what I strive for. Not to say that it needs to be toxic or anything behind closed doors, but it needs to be that. But I'm just saying, like, I want a partnership so strong that we work through whatever problems that we have, and we make sure that me and them, work on the problems that we're going through, as opposed to bringing other people in. I am a private person, and I'm learning more and more how private I am as I grow up, as I get older. But I strive for that level of privacy and connection and unity with a partner. Yeah, that was my takeaway from the whole thing. I was like, that's y'all business. Same. I'm not worried about what y'all got going on. And they didn't owe anybody that explanation. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, they didn't know anybody of that at all, and they came out and and it was dope because she marketed it so well by having the discussion on her Red Table Talk. Like I'm like, this is amazing. So by her doing that too, going back to August, even though I wasn't worried about him, he did it well too by coming out with a song called Entanglement and got his little coin made off the song. So well, I hope he got his coin because I didn't listen to it. Everything's about this. It's actually it came on while I was driving satellite radio. It came on. I didn't go to listen to it. It just came on a satellite radio. I was like, okay, I just feel like it was it was timed interestingly because it's like, not timed. It was definitely on purpose. It was intentional because he has an album that's out. Oh baby, I said and how we know for a fact that was the case is because right after the Entanglement conversation with Will and Jada came out, he jumped and dropped this. That's what I said. The album and then the Entanglement. He dropped the album and then he came out with the interview. And then he had the interview. Then after Jill. Oh, the album came out before the interview? Yeah. See what I mean? But the thing is, the album period for August Alsina would not have been. Yeah. But so it makes sense. Anyway. It makes sense. Yeah. I do also want to just, before we move on, make a point that there was more to the interview than that. That was just what was hyped. Yeah. The interview. So he did have the interview for the album. That just came out. Yeah. Anyway, last but not least, we're praying for everyone in Lebanon. Yes. Oh my God, that was so crazy. We don't know what. I mean, we know there was an explosion, but we don't know. I mean, their officials say that they had stuff stored up and it blew up, but that looks. It was like, damn. And then Donald Trump said it was an attack, though. Well, fuck him. Yeah, so I mean, but that's also a conversation too. I mean, I'm not listening to him what he's saying. Right, I feel you. 95% of the shit he says is there's a conversation with that, but we're praying, really we're sending prayers, love, peace, light, like that could happen. Well, hopefully it can't, but I guess technically it could happen. It can happen, and not necessarily that type of situation. Like what we have is, and this is also another conversation we don't have to go too deep on, but we have is people bringing guns into schools and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what our type of explosion type of thing is. So everything has everything, but that shit is great. Ooh, I'm sweating boots, child. Baby. I don't know why it's so hot out here, but we're praying for y'all. We definitely are praying for Lebanon and praying for everybody and, putting love and light out there and hoping for the best. Take care of yourselves. We're wrapping it up. We're wrapping it up. Always wrap it up. But no, honestly though, no, for real. For real. I make everything a joke because that's how I cope. But really, we are praying, and like if y'all need anything, y'all can fall into our DMs and hit us up. Some of y'all have already.
Right. If y'all need somebody to just talk to and converse, you know.
Yeah.
Hit us up.
Absolutely.
And we also want to know what y'all think about our new cover art.
Yes, right? Isn't it dope?
Shout out to Beanie Head.
I love it.
Follow Beanie Head. We collaborated with him on the cover art. So hit him up.
But this was a great episode.
Damn.
No shade. This is a great episode. I appreciate being in this space again, and the continued conversations, because this is kind of therapy for me. So
same.
Welcome to season 5.
Ooh,
we are back.
And hot.
We got some surprises. We gotta have some surprises along the season. Just wait on it. But listen, when I tell y'all are gonna literally, your mouths are gonna drop on the floor when she sees some shit that's coming.
Oh, dang. Bye, y'all. See you next week. Bye.